Subscribe and press the bell icon to never miss a video from my school page.
10th CBSE Chemistry, Chapter Carbon and its Compounds. In this video, you will understand the properties of diamond and graphite and also know the difference between them. Diamond and graphite are allotropic forms of carbon. Both are made up of purely carbon atoms. But still, there is a lot of difference between them. The first difference which occurs when we look at these two allotropic forms of carbon is their occurrence. Observe the diamond. Diamonds are colorless and transparent solids with extraordinary brilliance. Now, how is the graphite? Graphite is opaque and grayish black. So here we have a solid which is colorless and transparent. The first difference which occurs to us as soon as we see these two allotropic forms, whereas graphite is opaque and the color is grayish black. Now the question is, if both diamond and graphite contain only carbon atoms, that is if they are made up of only carbon atoms, then why is there so much difference between them? To answer this question, let us go little deep and look into their structure. Now here is the structure of diamond and graphite. Now observe carefully the arrangement of carbon atoms in these two allotropic forms. Here is the carbon atom. Observe that each carbon atom is linked to 4 other carbon atoms in a diamond. This is 1, 2, 3 and 4. So each carbon atom is linked to 4 other carbon atoms. Now observe here, each carbon atom is linked to 3 carbon atoms, 1, 2 and 3. So if this is the main carbon atom, this carbon is linked to this carbon and this carbon. So we see that each carbon is linked to 3 other carbon atoms. Also notice that in the structure of diamond, we see tetrahedral units. Whereas in case of graphite, we see hexagonal units. Hexagonal units. Moving on, we see that diamond consists of only covalent bonds. So it is a network of covalent bonds in case of diamond. Whereas in case of graphite, we see there is a presence of weak binding forces between the layers of the hexagonal units. See here there are 3 layers. This is the layer 1, layer 2 and layer 3. So there are 3 layers of carbon hexagonal units which are arranged one above the other. But these layers are linked to one another by weak binding forces which are nothing but van der Waals forces. And these forces are weak. Now these are the main properties of the structure of graphite and diamond. It is because of this difference in their structure, graphite is different from diamond. The hardness of diamond is mainly because of the presence of the covalent bond, and because of this, diamond becomes the hardest substance ever known, whereas graphite is soft. It is not only soft but also greasy, and hence it is used as lubricant. Further, there is one more property linked to their structure, that is the conductivity. Diamonds are bad conductors of heat and electricity. Observe that each carbon atom is linked to 4 different carbon atoms. and because of this their valency is satisfied. When the valency is satisfied, there are no free electrons left to conduct electricity. But it's different for graphite. Graphite is a good conductor of heat and electricity. It's because of the free electrons available in case of graphite. Now, where do these free electrons come from? There are only 3 bonds formed by carbon atoms in case of graphite. And there is one more valency to be satisfied. Recall that carbon is tetravalent. Yes, it is tetravalent. So it has 4 electrons. So it needs 4 more electrons to complete its octet structure. So how many electrons are shared now by the formation of hexagonal rings? It is only 3. So there is one lone electron left without bonding, which is responsible for the electrical conductivity of graphite. Graphite conducts electricity because of the presence of free electrons. Moving on, we also see that diamonds have high melting point. What may be the reason for this high melting point? The reason for this high melting point is the presence of the covalent bonds. Observe that diamond is network of covalent bonds. It doesn't have any other kind of bonds in it. Whereas in case of graphite, we see that weak forces also present, which are nothing but van der Waals forces. So it is easy to break these weak forces, whereas it's very difficult to break the strong covalent bonds. And because of this, the melting points are high for diamond and comparatively low for graphite. These are the differences in the properties of diamond and graphite which can be attributed to their structural difference as well. Now, let us recall the differences between diamond and graphite. The first, that is the occurrence. We know that diamond occurs as transparent and colorless solid, whereas graphite is opaque and grayish black solid. Moving on to the structure, we see that diamonds are made up of tetrahedral units, whereas graphites are made up of hexagonal units. Diamonds are hardest known substances. Whereas graphites are soft and greasy. Coming to the conductivity, they are bad conductors. Diamonds are bad conductors of both heat and electricity, whereas graphites are good conductors of heat and electricity. We know graphites are good conductors because of the presence of free electrons. Diamonds have very high melting point, whereas graphite has comparatively low melting points. The melting point of diamond is said to be around 4000 Kelvin, whereas graphite has 1800 Kelvin. Now we can see that diamond and graphite are both very different from each other, though they are made up of only carbon atoms. And the reason for this difference is their structure. In this video, we covered properties of diamond and graphite and also the differences between these two allotropic forms.
Hi, if this video was helpful, please like and share it with your friends and subscribe to my school page for more videos. Also, let us know how we can help you in your studies in the comment section below and contact us if you're looking for personalized tuitions to get better grades.